Well, hello strange people, and welcome to a little bit of paradise here. I'm currently self-isolating in the woods. I'm probably as far away from another human being as it's possible to be in the south of Britain, and not actually be in the hills, as you can see. My nearest building's probably a mile and a half that way through the woods. A couple of miles that way. There's nothing that way for a very long way, and the town is roughly 3 miles, 4 miles that way. So I'm pretty much in as near wilderness as you can get in the south of England, and not actually beyond the moors. I got tagged by As the Crow Flies Hiking to show my on the trail coffee making. I think it was meant to be in the morning, but this is actually 5 PM in the evening. With social distance, it was a lockdown. It's not. I don't particularly like being out in the morning. Every Tom, Dick and Harry seems to want to go out in the morning and do their shopping or go for a walk or whatever. I prefer to wait a little bit, come out in the afternoon, evening. Fewer people around, people want to sit down and watch the TV. I don't have a TV, so I'm quite happy to be out. Right, so as you've probably seen me make my cup of coffee, I'll run through a couple of things that I've been using. The magic kettle. Number one, it's with me every single trip. I wouldn't be without it. I can cook in it, boil my water in it, I can do whatever I want with it. So, brilliant piece of kit. It's the best, well, not quite the best as you know, but certainly the second best piece of kit that I second favourite piece of kit, I should say. Those of you who've been with my channel for a while will have seen this before. This is a little homemade wind stove, if you like, a wind blocking stove. Was an old pot, just banged some holes in it, had a couple of tent pegs on the top, although I've been meaning to drill a couple of holes in there for a while and just pass the rods through, but a couple of tent pegs seem to work fine on top. And then the little stove goes inside. The little stove I've bought is my, let's see if I can get this right, Tatanka stove. I don't normally use this. It's an okay stove, it's not bad, it's not as good as my Trangia, but as is often the case with me, I seem to have mislaid my Trangia somewhere, and can't find it. It'll be at home somewhere in amongst my rubbish. So I bought the Tatanka, as you've seen also in the video, because I'm not going to cut that bit out. I lit it first time, thought it was lit, went to put the kettle on, and it was out. So I had to relight it again. It stayed lit the second time, but not happy with that. Certainly that's never happened with me with the Trangia. Once it is lit with the Trangia, it's lit, and that's it. I keep my coffee in the summertime, or dry like it is now, in a little tiffin tin. Keeps it relatively airtight. And it's just instant coffee with 1 spoonful of sugar few sweeteners. I don't know if just about see one of the sweeteners there. A few sweeteners. Just keep it all together. Keep it in the tin. In the winter I use a small plastic screw up top thing, just because as you'd have probably seen, it gets pretty wet here, and these aren't really that watertight. I always carry my water in one of these Osprey containers, 1 litre containers. I do have an Nalgene, and I do sometimes take the Nalgene as well, but my water always comes in this. They are rock solid. They are absolutely brilliant. And I've got a tendency to break things, so this one is a 1997. My cup, I didn't carve it myself, it's a cookser. I do swap out cups occasionally, take a metal one. If I'm going out on a hike, I'll take one of my metal cups, or even an old plastic thermos cup. I'm not proud what I drink out of, but I do like this one. It's from a reenactors market, which, if you're into your bushcraft and things like that, are really quite useful to look into. You can get some reasonably good stuff, reasonably well made stuff. This one's ancient, so yeah. Always drink my coffee black as well. Oh, that's another thing. I know some of you think that I drink tea. I drink coffee. I very rarely drink tea. That's about it. Oh, and my spoon. If you see me out with a wooden spoon, it'll be one that I've carved myself. This is a bit of beech. Looks like beech. It might be oak. I can't remember. But yeah, I carved my own spoons, so if you see me out with a wooden spoon, it'll be one that I've made myself. And of course the lighting kit. You'll have seen this one before. It's my Jackdaw Crow. Thanks, Sandy. And my steel. Now this one is bog oak, a little knobble on the end, the handle, whatever you want to call it, and it's made by Andy from Rusty and the Woodsman. Now I don't know if he's still making these, I don't know if he's selling these still. He also made the leather work that goes with it. I'm pretty sure he said he's not making these anymore, which is a shame, because he's actually pretty good. He's actually pretty good. I'll leave a link to his channel below if you're into your bushcrafty type things. Young lad with a Scottish accent that is as thick as treacle, but he's a lovely lad, very friendly. I haven't met him, but I have spoken to him a few times via email and what have you, and yeah, if you're into your bushcraft and things, you could do worse than go in and have a look at his channel. He knows his stuff. Rusty is actually his, Rusty and the Woodsman is his channel name, and Rusty's his dog. He's the woodsman. Ex-squaddy, but I wouldn't hold that against him. Right, that is all of my kit. As I say, I just want to say this is for Sandy. Sandy, I am deeply saddened to hear of the loss of Elsa. For those that don't know Sandy or don't know Sandy's channel, Elsa was his little dog who died, I think it was earlier today, or it might have been yesterday. She was a lovely little dog. I had the great pleasure of meeting her, stroking her, walking her, having her on my lap. Beautiful little dog, very good tempered dog, and she was totally devoted to Sandy, totally. So it's a very sad loss. It's a sad loss for those of us that knew Elsa, and my thoughts are with you, Sandy. They certainly are. sad time. Sorry, I'm just watching a stick go down the river. Wishing I could be on it in my canoe, really. It's quite shallow at the moment. Ooh. Those fish just jumped over there as well. So yeah. Back along, I mentioned something to do with my channel, and then we went into lockdown and it didn't seem a lot of point, but I'm going to mention it anyway. The fish are all jumping now. I might turn you around in a minute, see if I can catch one. Something to do with my channel. As some of you will know, Sam and Sandy and Ant, people that know me, I own a small boat. She's a beautiful little boat. Well, she was a beautiful little boat. Long story with that, but maybe I'll do it on another one. I'm not thinking, I'm going to. I'm going to be doing her up. She needs a lot of work. She's been out of the water for a while now. So I don't know if there'd be any interest in me filming it. There is a thought that possibly, again, things have changed slightly, but there is a thought that possibly I might move out and live on her. It's got nothing to do with the virus. Only people like Sam will know, and Sandy and Ant again will know that I've been thinking about this for a while. It's just time hasn't been with me, but time is now back with me, I think. If this carries on too much longer, I'll be out of work, so time will be one thing I'll have an awful lot of. Yeah, I'm thinking of moving back onto her, putting her out on the river and living on the river. But if there's any interest, I'm certainly going to do her up. If there's any interest in me filming that, stick it in the comments below, let me know. I'll post a picture of what she used to look like when she was on the river. I won't post a picture of what she looks like now. She's in a field out of town, and not really a good idea me going out there at the moment, so until the lockdown's over I won't be doing anything with that. I am starting to waffle. I'm going to pack up, cycle home, and I'll probably bring you back down here again at some point, because like I said, this is about as socially distant as you can get in the south of England without being on the moor. Although I can walk up to the moor from my house. Don't know why I haven't really. Don't know why I haven't. Right, I'm going to leave this here. Go before the sun goes down. It'll get quite chilly in the valley when the sun goes down. Right. See you on the next one.